All right. Hey guys, welcome to our weekly live. My hair is wet. Just got out of the shower. Thanks for the thumbs up. Whoever dropped in and gave us one, appreciate it. Like this video. I don't know what's not to like. All we do is bring you Vegas, and this is our weekly live update. So we're going to go ahead and start with the weather. Then we get into some news, some announcements. We're going to talk about some winners in Vegas. There's been some pretty big winners. Before we get into that, introduce myself. I'm Sebastian. I am the host of Ninth Island Connection. We are a weekly lifestyle television show all about Vegas. Check out the About Us or our website, ninthislandconnection.com, N-I-N-T-S. Sorry, N-I-N-T-H, islandconnection.com. You can see our television schedule. We are on television throughout the entire country. So check us out, and we appreciate you guys' support. So let's get into it. So let's talk about the weather right now. You guys already know, if you've ever been to Vegas this time of year, it's hot. It's hot everywhere. But don't forget, this is also monsoon season. Monsoon season is June through September. So you can get some really heavy downpours, and that's where you're going to see all of that flooding that you guys see on social media. If you live in Vegas, you already know down there by the Link parking lot, it's an absolute mess when it rains. And that's this time of year. So yes, it is 100 degrees plus, and it is monsoon season. Hey, Greg, welcome. Very nice. Rented a car for 5 days. Awesome. Awesome. We'd love to see what you guys are up to while you're there with your rental car. So it is, like I said, it is monsoon season. So you can have flashes of heavy, heavy downpours. Our advice when this is happening, Chinatown, absolutely. You can find some great food out there, and actually some great retail out there as well. So hope you guys have a great time, Greg. So, flash flooding happens, and it's 100 degrees. So you're not walking around in galoshes and a rainsuit, or a raincoat waiting for the rain, right? So it's best to just stay indoors when that does happen. So let's get into some big news. And right here in the title of this video, that is not clickbait. There's been some recent announcements with Circus Circus. Circus Circus was recently purchased for $858 million. And there's some big renovations planned for Circus Circus. It's going to be huge. They're going to start with the pool, and they're going to have an entirely brand new pool complex. They're putting a wave pool in there. They're going to have sand, a beach type environment. They're going to have a lazy river over there at Circus Circus. And this is really giving me the Mandalay Bay Beach vibes over there, as well as MGM Grand, which MGM Grand, they don't have the beach area, but they have the lazy river. They've got multiple pools. So that's what's going on at Circus Circus. This has all been announced. So it's the real deal. It's going to happen. Stay tuned for more on that. They're also going to completely renovate the entire casino over there at Circus Circus, which I don't think that thing has been touched since they opened however many years ago. So really excited to see that happening there, because their next door neighbor, if you look at the strip on an aerial map, is Resorts World Las Vegas, which is an absolutely beautiful property, turning 3 this year. And it's right next to Circus Circus. So it's about time that we see some money going back into Circus Circus. So that's going to be huge. I'm really excited to check that out over there when that happens. Now, the Venetian, you guys have seen me mention the Venetian several times. They're holding poker tournaments. They expanded their poker room. They're adding slot machines. They're spending over $1.5 billion in what they refer to as reinvesting in themselves. So really, they're taking profits, reinvesting in the property itself to make it even better. And the Venetian's already a nice property. We go to the Venetian all the time. It's nice to walk around. They've got plenty of restaurants, retail up there in the Grand Canal shops. It's a really nice property. They're putting another $1.5 billion into that property. And part of that is going to be trying to attract new dining experiences. You guys have seen me. If you guys follow us on Instagram, Ninth Island Connection, we post a lot of food videos on Instagram. And Vegas is a foodie destination. And I tell people all the time, there is so much more to Vegas than just gambling. It is family friendly. It is a foodie destination. Venetian is going to be opening the very first Michelin-rated, Michelin star Korean restaurant. That's going to be opening at the Venetian. That's going to be called Cote, C-O-T-E. So that's huge. That's huge. And the Venetian, like I said, with Fontainebleau opening, Resorts World Las Vegas opening, Venetian has low-key been making a lot of moves behind the scenes to attract more higher-end clientele to their property. And maybe that's why Circus Circus is making some moves and reinvesting in themselves, because they're over on that end of the strip as well and want to attract some of that business. Let's see. So I thought this was interesting because we were there not too long ago. Any chance Circus Circus gets furniture hand? Details from Metro properties like Luxor did from Bellagio. I don't know that they're going to be doing that, because they're putting hundreds of millions of dollars into the property. They're starting with the pool complex, and then they're going to move into the casino, and then they're going to hit the rooms. So it's 3 phases at least that they're doing there. But you never know, right? RRR, reduce, reuse, recycle, right? That's the 3 R's. So maybe they will. Bellagio actually has really nice furniture in there, and as they upgrade, sure. Why wouldn't they look to do something? That's actually cost cutting, right? So the Strat GM is out, and it didn't make a lot of news because nobody's saying anything. And this happens a lot at that level. I mean, he's VP, he's general manager of the entire property over there. They've gone through a massive renovation over there at the Strat. If you haven't been, it is totally worth checking it out over there. And I have nothing to gain by saying any of this. And just a quick disclaimer, anything that we talk about on this channel, nobody pays us for anything. We don't get any free things. We don't get vouchers. We don't get anything for free from anyone that we mention. Actually, anybody here on YouTube. The Strat did an amazing job with the renovation over at that property. It is really nice and totally worth checking out. And while you're over there, you can hit up the Arts District, because it is walking distance to the Arts District over there between the Strat and Fremont Street area. So totally worth checking out. The GM VP is out, and maybe he was hired to come in and just oversee this entire renovation. There are high-level executives that are hired for specific projects like renovations, remodels, kind of reinvigorating the property there, getting it back up, and then they move on. They come in, they do what they came to do, and then they get out of there. That does happen across many industries. So that might be the case here. Nobody has said anything about there being any sour blood or bad blood with any of this, just that he stepped down. So we'll see what happens there. This is interesting too. Staying at the Strat, Illuminate at the Strat has been extended through 2027. What does that mean? That means people are going there. It was originally there just for a couple of years, kind of see what happens, and they've extended their contract through 2027. And that means people are going and it's doing well. So great to see that there. This is I really like to see this here, because this guy has been around Vegas from Rat Pack days. Like, this guy's been there forever. Tom Jones is going to be doing 2 shows in September at the Wynn, and that's going to be huge. Now, I know that's not coming up this weekend, but tickets are on sale now. It has been announced. He's going to be at the Wynn in September, and he's only doing 2 shows. As of right now, he's doing 2 shows, but what happens a lot of times, they announce just 1, 2 shows, 3 shows, what have you, based on ticket sales. They'll add shows onto that, by popular demand, a 3rd show added. So if you're going to be in September in Vegas in September, check out Tom Jones at the Wynn if you want to. If not, that's fine. There's plenty of other things to do down there in Vegas. So Mark Wahlberg, you guys have heard me talk about him before. I don't know if he still lives in Vegas because he recently sold his home. And by recently, I mean like December, January timeframe. He sold his house in Vegas and maybe he moved to another one. Nobody said he was leaving Vegas, just said his home was up for sale. And that was it. Nobody said he was staying in Vegas, he was leaving Vegas. But he popped up at Fontainebleau. Apparently, Fontainebleau is doing tequila and popcorn. Tequila and popcorn is similar to what they do over at Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan at the pool, there's that big screen up there, their marquee, where they show movies at night. Check out their social media, their website for schedule. They have all of the movies that they're going to be showing throughout the entire summer up there. It's absolutely free and a really cool thing to do in Vegas. So Mark Wahlberg showed up at Fontainebleau where they were screening Ted, completely, well, supposedly unannounced, but I'm sure that Mark Wahlberg was not sitting at his house or wherever in Vegas bored and thought, I'll just pop into Fontainebleau and surprise everybody. I'm sure that somebody knew, but unannounced to guests that were already there, he showed up and watched Ted with everybody out there, which is pretty cool. You know, whatever you think about Mark Wahlberg is whatever, but that's pretty cool that those types of things do happen in Vegas. Like Post Malone, for example. Post Malone happened to show up at Madame Tussauds and take some selfies with his own wax figure. And Christina and I did get a full tour of Madame Tussauds. And they told us that celebrities show up there all the time, truly unannounced. Like there are celebrities that just walk into Madame Tussauds and they're like, hey, I want to take some pictures with my own wax figure back there. And they take pictures with guests because of course it's unannounced. So that's pretty cool that Post Malone decided to do that as well. And again, that's such a Vegas thing. You never know who's going to pop up where for what. One of the many reasons that we love that city. Let's see. Oh, over at Circus Circus, I forgot to mention, they're also building a 2,000 square foot showroom for a brand new Cirque show that's going to be coming to Circus Circus. And not Cirque like in Circus, like they have in the dome out there. This is like Cirque du Soleil is going to have a show at Circus Circus. They're building a brand new 2,000 square foot theater or showroom for that show. I'm so excited for Circus Circus. The wave pool, they're going to have a beach out there, a lazy river, a brand new Cirque show. They're remodeling the casino. They're going to be hitting up the rooms. That's so awesome for Circus Circus to be reinvesting in themselves like they are. All right, so let's see. Oh, so there's a new show coming to the Plaza in downtown Las Vegas. The Plaza's address is 1 Main Street. So you know they've been there for a long time. If you're a fan of Back to the Future and Back to the Future Part 2, that was Biff's place in the movie. That was Biff's casino there. That was the Plaza. So Misbehave Game Show used to be in what was Bally's back there by the steakhouse, Jack Binion's Steakhouse back there. There's a showroom, and there used to be a show there called the Misbehave Game Show that we've seen a couple times. We saw it a few times. We actually would bring guests, visitors. We would bring them there to see the show. Such an awesome, awesome show. Well, they're opening a new show over at the Plaza. It's not going to be the Misbehave Game Show, but it is Misbehave. We'll bring you more as we get closer to that opening there. And you know, of course, we're going to go check it out as soon as it does open. We will report back. Let's see. So later this month, over in the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace, there's a brand new immersive experience that's going to be opening over there. And it is called the Electric Playhouse. Now, this one is kind of funky. And they're opening June, I want to say June 27th. They're opening over there in the Forum Shops at Caesar's Palace. So coming up here in a few weeks. This one it's interactive. There's several different rooms that guests will move through Sorry, I talk with my hands, guys. Forgive me. Guests will move through certain rooms, and as you move through, the rooms are interactive with the guests and your experience as you're moving through these rooms. One of the rooms I know that they leaked or teased, I should say, has furniture in it that will react to your movements in the room. So like a chair, as you get closer to it, may move away, further away from you. The floor will move, the walls will shift. It's going to be pretty trippy in there. And I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. Let's see, what else is going on? I feel like there was something I missed here from Main Street Station. Oh no, that was a jackpot. So there have been some big winners, and I love to talk about off-strip winners there because I always recommend getting off-strip. And I mean, there's still gambling. There's plenty of gambling off-strip, right? South Point is right down there. There's El Cortez, that's East Fremont. Even though it is Fremont Street, it's the East Fremont District. There's all the station casinos, the station properties with the delicious oyster bars. So definitely check them out. Ellis Island, which is right down the street there behind Horseshoe. So somebody was playing video poker over at Main Street Station. That's downtown. That's next to the plaza, and won $20,000. I love seeing that. $25,000 over at Gold Coast on an old slot machine over at the Gold Coast. Do you have any news on the new hotel next to the new Boulevard shopping mall on the Strip? Nope, nothing just yet. Only that it's coming along like they've been building it on fast forward. We don't have anything new to report on that one there, but check in with us every week. We do this live every single week, and as things like this come up, we do talk about it as we get news. We always talk about that stuff. Great question. So let's see. So somebody won $14,000 playing Keno downtown again over at the Plaza. You know, and I always say, I don't know if you guys watch this regularly, I do talk about trying new games, 3-card poker, which I still haven't done, Texas Hold'em, which I still have not done, Keno, which I still have not done. And the reason that I want to play Keno, if you guys ever watch Vegas Vacation, at the end of the movie, Clark loses everything, and he's sitting there with his last $2. He buys a Keno slip. All the numbers come out, and he loses. And then the guy next to him winds up winning, has a heart attack, drops dead, and they grab the slip just before the vacuum cleaner comes. Ever since then, I always said, I want to do that. Not have a heart attack and drop dead in the casino, of course, but I want to sit there and just play Keno. Have a cocktail, have a cup of coffee, whatever it is, that is on my list. And seeing somebody win $14,000 playing Keno at the Plaza moves it up to the top of my list. I will report back to you guys. All right, so let's talk about events going on in Vegas this weekend. World Series of Poker is in full effect. That's at Horseshoe and Paris. And the great thing about that is that you can get from Horseshoe to Paris or Paris to Horseshoe, however, through the inside. So when it's 110, 100 and whatever degrees in Vegas, you don't have to leave the property to move between the two. Bruno Mars is going to be over at Dolby Theater. That's at Park MGM over there, and that's going to be on the 14th and the 15th. You've got Russell Peters going to be over at the Wynn. He's a comedian on the 14th and 15th. The Las Vegas Aces are going to be at home on the 15th. There's a lot of interest in WNBA right now. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. There's all this drama going around with them. Caitlin Clark was left out of the Olympic team, and really because she wasn't even in the WNBA when the Olympic team was in training camp. So it wasn't any shade on them to her or anything there. But anyway, the Las Vegas Aces are going to be at home. We've gone to games over there to the Las Vegas Aces at Mandalay Bay, and it is electrifying. It's such a fun time. And you can get tickets for like $25, $30 over there. And it's right there at Mandalay Bay, which gives you the dining options, the gambling, the pool, all that fun stuff over there. So totally worth checking out the Aces if you're going to be in town. Let's see. So this is interesting. This is the World Pickleball Championships. is going to be the 13th through the 16th over at the Westgate. And you can get to the Westgate via the monorail. So if you don't have a car, no problem. If you're on the Strip, you can catch the monorail from all of the properties on the, what would that be, the southwest side of the Strip. So all your Caesars properties, Flamingo, Horseshoe, all those properties, they have access to the monorail. You can catch a monorail right over to the Westgate and check out the pickleball championships. Let's see, there's another, there's boxing going on this weekend. Premier Boxing Championship over at the MGM. The MGM was built on boxing. Mike Tyson built that place over there. There's going to be boxing over there on the 15th. And that's it, guys. That's all that I have for you. All of this stuff that we talk about is in addition to all of the regular stuff. So all your Cirque shows are still going, your day parties, your pool parties, your night pool parties, Omnia nightclub, everything is still happening in Vegas. This is just stuff that does not happen every single week. So this is just in addition to everything else that's going on. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to tune into this live right here. If you're new to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. All we do is bring you Vegas, hotel reviews, room tours, restaurants, a little bit of gambling here and there. We do talk about the various rewards programs. So check us out and hit us up on social media if you guys have any questions, like Paul right there with the new Boulevard shopping mall there on the Strip. Send me a message on Instagram. I respond to everything myself. I manage our Instagram account, and I'm on there all the time. I'm a lot faster there than I am here on YouTube, just because we get so many more comments on our YouTube channel than I do get messages on Instagram. So quicker to respond there. So hit us up. And that's it, guys. We'll see you next time.